Okay, I think we're all set. Hello, and welcome everyone. Welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Tonight, we are going to have a play with the Global Design Project Challenge number 518. And this week it is a sketch challenge. So we're going to give this one a go. And we're going to be using my featured bundle of the week, the Gathering Moments bundle. And for all my posts this week, I'm going to be working with this bundle. And anybody who places a $60 order with me will get the PDF tutorial for free for all the cards that I make during my videos this week. All right, let us get started. For my card base today, I have chosen basic white for my card base. So we're just going to burnish that so it's nice and flat. And I'm going to add a layer to the sketch because that sketch is supposed to be giving us inspiration. And yes, it inspired me. However, it inspired me to add a layer. So I'm going to do that. And do you see why I did that? Look at the pop. The white, stark white against that Early Espresso DSP is just beautiful. And in case you're wondering, that DSP is the Gathering Together DSP. And it has lovely fall colors: basic beige, Cajun craze, crushed curry, early espresso, old olive, and some of them have a champagne foil. All right, so that is step one. Step two is to have a long piece going down here. Bring that sketch back in so that you can see it. A long piece going down here, but there is a little strip here. So I've chosen a piece of this gorgeous DSP. It has mushrooms and leaves and that champagne foiling. It is beautiful stuff. So we are going to pop this on with that little wee line of the espresso showing. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just realized I forgot to turn a light on. There we go. Now, next step is, what did I do? There it is. I thought I lost it. The next step is another rectangle. But I have chosen to make a mat to go behind my rectangle. See where I'm going with this? Just to make a little pop. But this is going to be the art piece for my card. So we are going to do some stamping on here. And I have chosen Early Espresso, Cajun Craze, and Basic Beige. Pardon me. Now I'm going to bring my notebook in here because I want to stamp my greeting first, and I'm going to do that in Early Espresso. And I'm going to put that right down at the bottom of our card, like so. All right. We'll set that aside. Now I need some scrap paper. There's some scrap. We'll set that aside. I want to stamp a couple of these gorgeous leaves. And I need another block. Horrendous crash. There we go. And I haven't seasoned this stamp yet, so I'll show you what I do. I take an eraser and I rub the surface of that stamp with the eraser. And if I bring that up close, can you see the difference in color? That's removing all of those oils that they use when they process. And it's going to give us a much better image. So there's a little tip for you. All right, I'm going to use Cajun Craze ink, and I want to stamp a couple of these guys. Now this stamp is distinctive, so it's going to have light and dark areas. Oh, I got a shadow. That's okay because I'm going to be die cutting this. And I'm going to stamp one off. Don't like it stamped off, so I'll use the other side of the paper like so. All right, let's get that closed up, and we have a die that's going to cut these out for us. Seeing as we're dealing with two different sides of paper, I'm going to snip that off. Make my life easier. And I'm just going to use my mini because that's all I need. And I'm just going to put my die on here, line it up, and I have a little piece of tape here, and we'll run it through. There's one. And let's do this one. See how it's got all those distinctive shadows and highlights and lowlights? All right, we have 2 leaves. I don't think we need any more than that. Let me put that on my magnetic holder. All right, I think we need to stamp. Oh, I've got some circles, a circle here. I have an extra just in case I mess up. I am going to stamp this little mushroom in early espresso. And that's perfectly fine, just like that. All right, actually, you know what? I'm going to try it stamped off. See, let's do a stamp off and see if we like it better. Oh, not that side because I got shadows now. I pressed too hard. All right, let's try it again. Stamp off. And shadows again. Well, where is my punch? Let's grab another piece of white and see if 3rd time's a charm. Let me get my cloth and clean this good. Well, heavens to Bitsy. You would think that I would be able to handle it. All right, finally. Third time, fourth time was a charm. There we go. Let's get those ink pads out of the way. We'll let those dry and we'll make that decision after. That's garbage. All right. We're back to this. Now, there is a little stamp here that has a crosshatch on it. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap and we're going to try it on the scrap first to see if I like it. I thought I'd put a few on here just so it's not quite so stark white. And I thought I would use Basic Beige stamped off, Basic Beige stamped off. But I'm not liking it. So we're not going to use it. We're going to leave it white. That way it's all good. All right. So these leaves I'm going to have hanging downwards like so. One flat and one on dimensionals. So let's glue this one down. Like so. And then this one we will pop up on dimensionals. And there we go. Find my pick tool. And we'll get those little paper packings off. And then that will overlap that and give it a bit of dimension. Now, I brought in the Early Espresso and Old Olive linen thread. And I'm just going to take a piece of this and make a little bow. And I think I'll make a double bow just to make it interesting. Give it a little stretch just to make it pliable. Oh, I hear sirens in the distance. There we go. Now I'm going to pull one a little shorter than the other to give the bow a little bit more dimension. Just like that. Then we're going to trim off these tails and find a glue dot. I don't think this card is going to need a whole lot of embellishment, and this twine coordinates beautifully. So there, we'll just have that right up there on those leaves. All right, back we go. I've got quite a mess here. I have to find my card. I've got so much going on here you wouldn't believe it. Obviously, oh, I see it. I buried it under my dies. All right. The lost has been found. Let's get some adhesive on the back of this. And we'll get that matted. And once again, this was not in the sketch, but I like multiple layers for this card. And I'm going to use dimensionals on the back. Oh, that one's stuck. There we go. All right, take your pick tool once again. And then this is gonna go right about there. Now we have to make a decision if we want. I gotta move that. I gotta move it. Quick, quick, before it sticks. All right, let's put this in place. Let's see where I have to put this. I'm going to remove that, put it back on here, and I'm going to go up a little bit, like so. All right, now, do we want the dark one, or do we want the one that's been stamped off? I think either one would work, but I'm going to use the dark one. On the outside, and I might put the other one on the inside. Come on. There we go. Now let's put this guy right down here. And let's open our card. Look what I did. Oh my. That's not good, is it? How many times have you done that? Well, well, well. All right. 4 1/4, right on 4 1/4. And there we go. Perfect. All right. Let's get this one scored at 4 1/4. Oops. I would hate to tell you a number of how many times I've put a card together backwards. And I've learned to just laugh and roll with it because it doesn't do any good to get upset. All right, so this can be mounted right on the front there. This is going to be an extra thick card. And I like to stand it up so I make sure that I get all my edges even. And standing that on the desktop helps me do that. All right, now let's go to the inside. And we have this little guy, but he's going to get lost there. So let's get this 1 7/8 circle. And we will just pop another one of those puppies out. And we will layer them together. And then it's going to be beautiful. It's not going to get lost. Love that little mushroom. All right, now we need to embellish. Let's see what we can find in our magic box of tricks. I know we have some Cajun Craze and gold, but I don't like those. Let's see what I can come up with. I have many to choose from. These are new. I just got these. These are earthy matte dots. And I think I'm going to use these. We all like to play with new toys, eh? These are going to be out in November, online exclusives. Because I'm a demo, I can order them early, a month early, so that I get to show them to you guys. I always have problems with my third one. I always like to do 3, but I'm just going to stick it down there and forget about it. It drives me crazy. All right, those are earthy matte dots, so keep your eyes peeled for them. If you want to get your hands on them early, we have a fabulous joining offer right now. You can join for $38 and get, $48 and get $165 worth of product. So if you have a big wish list, that's the way to go. Give me a shout and I can help you with that gladly. And that's our card. There is our bundle, Gathering Moments. There is our sketch. And that's my take on that sketch. All right, that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow. I hope that you can join me. Bye-bye for now.